Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. We're back with another episode of American Horror Story. Well, episode review of American Horror Story NYC. This is episode 2. Thank you for your service. Gino wakes up in that strange apartment, tied up, twisted up. Listen, wrist tied up. I don't think his feet were, but he's sitting there and porn is on the TV. The kidnapper is clearly OCD. He's vacuuming, cleaning up, doing this and doing that, like he's, really sprucing up the place. And he sees Gino regaining consciousness, and so he shoot him up with something else. And then he starts shooting him up with he starts sterilizing the needle and shooting him in each and every fingertip. I was like, under the nail. Lord have mercy. I feel like he was giving him heroin. I feel like he was giving him the heroin. But anyway, because Gino is conscious, but I don't think he can move. I don't know, but he starts to tell Gino what he's going to do to him and what's about to happen. And then got the nerve to say, be still, because I don't want none of these fluids getting on my carpet. Okay. He tells him that his motive, is to get the attention of everybody that has overlooked the LGBTQ community. They're not going to be able to overlook this. They're going to be able to, y'all see me now? And when he opens his shirt to cut open his chest, he sees that he has this tattoo that, is from the service. And he says, well, you served? Well, I can't make you serve 2 times. I'm going to let you go. You can go to the police. Ain't nobody going to believe you. Ain't nobody going to do nothing no way. So, yeah. And Gino wake up in a peep show room, all disoriented still high as hell. He walks outside and don't get nowhere. He just collapses right there on the curb. Then we see the doctor. She's seeing Photographer Bay. She's seeing his boyfriend. He's contracted an STD. And she prescribes some pills for it and tells him that he's going to have to refrain from the sex. And we see that there's this girl and this guy. They're in the waiting room, and the girl sees another guy in there, and she asks, she's asking why is he there? And immediately I knew he was the one that kidnapped Gino, just based off of his face, because they didn't really show us his face, but we could see kind of from the nose down, that little bitty nose, that's kind of distinct. So I'm certain that this man in this waiting room is the man that's killing everybody. Anyway, he's don't be asking about my medical history. Don't you know you can go to jail by that? Be asking about my medical business. He laughs it off though, and he says that a cat scratched him. Child, a cat. His name is Mr. Whiteley, because they call him back, and he goes back there and tells her that he has a rash that won't go away. There we go with the rash. Anyway, Adam drops by Gino's desk, asking him to report about his missing friend Sully. Gino got bandages all over his fingertips. He pulls out of the typewriter what he was already working on, his own story, his own recount, of what just happened to him. And he shares what's going on and what just happened to him. And he tells him, that there's really no use in going to the NYPD because they're not going to do anything. He knows a few personally that ain't doing shit. He said they are part of the community and won't even do nothing. So I don't know. It's like what they had looked into my death. I done went around there after what had happened to me, and they basically brushed me off. Like, what? Like my own man sitting up in there. What, he had done something for me? Probably not, because Patrick, he listen. He got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. While he's talking, we see Gino, what really happened. He's at the police station, and he and Patrick kind of lock eyes in there. Patrick just get up and walk out because he can't be seen glaring at the man across the room. Gino, he's on the case at this point. He tells Adam that, I need you to realize your friend dead. I need you to just go ahead and come to terms with that. But we can at least find out who did it. We can at least do that. Adam suggests some type of hotline situation, where people just call in tips or call in concerns or whatever to a number. and they can share what they've been through, and then they'll be able to report it to the authorities. Gino is down, so, they're going to get to work. While Adam is up putting up flyers, they snatch his ass up. The police snatch him from off the street. Just snatch him up. So the girls are back. The girls are back, and the lesbians, they're back, and they got Gino surrounded. Where are the stories about the lesbians? She calls him a gay male chauvinist, because what you doing? What you doing? This can't be a gay paper, and you not reporting on gay women. Like you that don't even make sense. And I'm with y'all on that. Anyway, he gets interrupted, and he's asked for a decision for the cover art on a piece he's doing. And he's looking, through the pics, and he sees a picture of Crystal LaBeija. I said, come on, Nuggets. Y'all better drop the nuggets for the people that don't know Crystal LaBeija. Anyway, he said, this one makes me smile, and he circles it. And Gino tells them, to take the y'all go over there and take that desk in the corner. Listen, right away. Do you write about all the stories you want to write about pap smears. You can write about everything. And that was another nugget thrown in there, because there is a misconception within the lesbian community that they don't need to do pap smears, because they feel like, well, we ain't having the sex, the vaginal sex. So, what we got to be worried about? But it's like, you just need to be worried about it, because you just need to be worried about it. It's a whole living organ. And I need you to make sure that it's in tip-top shape, okay? Lesbian or not, all women need to be going and getting a yearly pap smear. And when you get to a certain age, get your mammograms. I don't know how healthy it is for you for the girls that like to bind their breasts. Like, is that healthy in the long run? Come on, we got to have these kind of conversations. We got to talk about this stuff. So yes, give them the corner so they can do that. Adam, he's in interrogation with the 4 detectives that scooped him up. One of them being real nasty and real homophobic. Patrick is also there. He feel away about what's being said. All of a sudden they open up the doors, and this big old black man in a jockstrap and a cowboy hat just come walking in. I'm like, what are we doing? That's the part that makes it very American Horror Story, when stuff like that happens. He walk in and slap the shit out of him. Woo! I was like, you didn't have to hit him that hard. And then the man just slap him and walk out. Anyway, the detective, tells him that he needs to retract his statement and what he writing about. What he said in the paper. You need to retract it, take it back. And Adam like, hell no, F that and F you. I ain't doing that. The chief, he gets up, his sorry ass. He get up and says and tells them to lock him up. You really gonna lock somebody up for freedom of speech? What? You violating that man's constitutional right. He can say whatever he wants to on the record. Okay, make y'all look bad. So what? I couldn't believe that. And that's probably a very realistic depiction of something that has transpired, especially in that time in the 80s like that. Anyway, Adam is in lockup, and Patrick comes in there telling him, I'm gonna get you out soon. He gives him a soda. Adam like, do they know about you? Patrick like, what you talking about? Do they know about what? You know what I'm talking about. Don't try to pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. He tells him that he's working on something, so just stay low. You need to stay off the streets. Stay off the streets. Gino is headed out, and he runs into Patrick's ex-wife, and she stops him on the street. She said, I ain't got no time for her. He mad at her. I'm like, now listen now, Gino. You ain't got no reason to be giving her all the smoke. He making it seem like she ruined his life. Anyway, think about how she must feel. Stole her man. And you mad at her. But anyway, she pop open that box like, this is what I found. Like, so this what y'all into? He kind of brushed her off, but it was a surprise to him. He ain't know about the bandanas. He ain't know about that box. He ain't know about none of that. Patrick been living a double life. Anyway, Adam and his friend, they're walking and talking, and friend want to get out and have some fun. It's summertime. Let's get out here. He tells him about this party at at an old warehouse a rich queen bought. And they throw like real elaborate parties with costuming and poetry and all of that. It's very, very ballroom, if you will. Everybody gets dressed up. And that night they're on the bus, and this lady out of nowhere just starts saying, something is coming, something is coming, something is coming. And she starts, getting creepier and creepier and louder and louder. And it's like, does anybody hear this? I don't know if everybody else heard her, but Adam heard her. I don't know. Gino and Patrick, they're having dinner. It's awkward. Gino done saw that box and he a little upset. Gino tells him that he went to the station to report what had happened to him, and he was ignored. He like, listen, I want answers. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing on the case? And he's like, I gave y'all the perfect details. What's tea? When are y'all going? And then he want to know, and when you gonna tell him that you gay? When you gonna tell him that? And Patrick's just like, I just left my wife. Now, listen, let me get over this hurdle. And Gino says, that's fine, but I ain't sitting on my ass. I'm finna go do something. He want to go to one of the bathhouses or the bars or something. He got to find this man and see where he be lurking at. And so Patrick isn't comfortable, of course, because now he got to go. And he ain't really comfortable going. He don't want to risk being seen, but Gino is like, listen, at this point, it is what it is. You're going to get seen tonight. That's what it's going to be. This guy is at a bar, and he gets the drink. I think this was the actor guy. I think he's at the bar again, and he gets a drink from a stranger. He doesn't accept it. Smart man. He's like, who? What is this? Can I get a beer instead? I ain't asked for this sweet drink. So he leave that drink right on the table. When he leaves, he walks past a payphone, and it just starts ringing. He answers it, and the guy on the other end is like, you want to have some fun? I'm like, that ain't a red flag? Maybe not in those times. But I would have been like, excuse me. What? How did you just know I was going to be walking by just to get the call and talking about let's have a good time? And you know where I'm at and all that. He ain't think nothing of it. He gonna meet the man. He gonna be right over. I'm talking about we got some, we gonna have a good time. I got some Coke. I got this, I got that. I feel like that's all you needed to say back then. You got some Coke? He tells the man that his name is Stewart. So that's Stewart. Anyway, Adam and his friend, they're at a party. And the man, the big elaborate party, and the man from the clinic, he was sitting in the dressing room. I mean, not in the dressing room, in the waiting room at that clinic with the doctor. He in there on stage, and I mean getting his life. Just really getting his life on that stage. And the host comes up, speaks to the guests and all of that, introduces the cultural part of the evening. Excuse me. He said he gonna read a poem. And before he does, he got to go over here and shoot up a little hair run. He calls up Adam's friend who's there on stage to assist in the charade. He high as hell, going on and on about nothing. Then he catches Adam's attention because he says, something's coming for you. He repeats it as well. Something is evil is coming for you. Something is coming for you. And then points at him. And so Adam, of course, he gets spooked. And he runs out, and he runs after him. And Adam, sorry about that. I said he runs after him, and I didn't tell y'all who I was talking about. Photographer Bay, he's also there. I skipped that in my notes. My bad. He's also there, and he sees Adam leave, and he runs after him. And Adam got questions, and the photographer, he out in these streets. He got a man, but he get around, and he keeps trying to, have this little interest in Adam. And Adam is like, you too much. You all over the place. Like, you got a man and you doing all this? I just don't understand. All Adam know is that, he tells him that he can do better. And, the guy's like, what do you have in mind? Adam is like, let's just go get some food and something to drink and let's just talk. Like, it ain't always about the sex. We ain't always got to be having the sex. So I'm assuming that's going to be a budding romance right there. Patrick and Gino are out at the club undercover. Gino introduces Patrick to this waitress, and she's just toe up about what's going down. She really doesn't want anything, involving that all of that, the murders and all of that associated with her place of business, or where she work, I should say. Gino, being him, he gonna get his story either way. And so she's like, I know you're gonna do that. And so I'm gonna just look the other way. Gino and Patrick, they start arguing because Gino still is just like, I just cannot stand behind you being closeted. He's just so upset about that. He's also still pressed about, seeing that box of bandanas and all of that. He tells him about the box that his wife showed him, and it was enough leather in that damn box to open the daggone shoe store. Patrick tries to act all coy and confused and all of that, but no. At the bar, another guy, he gets a random drink at the bar, and the guy is like, oh, he's the guy that gave it to you. Anyway, once he's finished with the drink, because he drinks it, and once he's finished, Mr. Whiteley is behind him. And he's asked him, did you like it? And don't turn around. Did you like it? It's a Mai Tai. He starts telling him about who invented it and what it's made with and all of that. And when the man turns around, Mr. Whiteley, right in the neck, right here in the throat, in the middle of the club, just choke him. He stabs him right in the neck and walks out. Gino sees the Mai Tai on the ground, and hears the man scream or whatever. And when he sees that Mai Tai, he gets the shivers because he done already heard it. And, it's like they just missed him. The host over there at the party, they are walking home, and their cat is just growling. Like, they're holding the cat. The cat can see behind them. The cat just growling or whatever. They turn and they don't see nothing. And then the leather man is standing there watching them. I'm like, how is this all going to come together? Leatherman been at the front of that door at the photographer's place. Leatherman following the people in the streets. Who is this behind this leather mask? Anyway, the doctor, she's, making notes or whatever on the rash cases. And she gets a call, and it's from the lesbian lady. And she tells her that she knows what's going on with her patients, and she knows what's going on with the deer. She tells her to meet her so they can talk in person. And when she's meeting her, she sees the leather man, and he got this chain that he dragging. And when she turns around to run, she runs into the lady that works at the paper now. And she tells her, she says vulnerable people are under attack by the U.S. government. I said, Lord have mercy. Photographer Bay's boyfriend, he gets home, and Leatherman, like I said, he outside the door on guard. I said, wasn't he just down there with his little chain thing? I guess it could be two different people, but okay. Anyway, he gets a key, and he goes to a room that leads downstairs to a basement where there's this man tied up. And it's the guy that answered the payphone looking for a good time. So he be on there calling people, I'm assuming. Y'all, this is episode 2. I'm so confused right now. I guess they know each other. I don't know, but he's playing some sick S&M game with him, and the guy is done playing around. He's like, let me out. I want to leave. I don't want to do this no more. He starts screaming for help, and the guy picks up a gun and points it at him, and he's like, you the one answering payphones. Strange payphones down to the leather clubs. That's you. You knew what was going to happen. You knew what it was. Now, let's have some fun. Child. Patrick wakes up in the middle of the night. Gino also awake in the middle of the night. Can't sleep. Gino is still feeling defeated. all of this, he says the quiet is getting to him. And he says the quiet means secrets. That's getting to me. And you're the quietest of them all. We know it ain't him around there killing the people, but Patrick is up to no good. He is up to no good. Their phone rings and Patrick is called to the station. They found something. Or not to the station. He gets called out the house to a scene, I guess. The scene is in an alley, and hung on a string are hands. Severed hands. I said, here we go. Here we go. And they're all stuck in hooks. And that's where we end. That's where we end. I'm down for the ride. I really am. I'm really down for the ride. Hopefully this will be a much better season than the last one. Y'all, I really did not enjoy the double feature. When I say I did not enjoy it, I did not. I didn't enjoy it like at all. And so I really hope that this time I can walk away and say, you know what, that was a good season. I really hope so. Otherwise, I'm just going to turn it off and watch Coven over and over and over again, because Coven is the best. The best season yet. The best. It's Coven, and then I really liked Murder House. I liked Hotel as well. And mainly for all of Lady Gaga's looks. Mainly for her looks. She was beat down. She was so beat. Okay, anyway, let me get off of here. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.